Pounders, week 15. What a crazy freaking start. That game, we all thought it was just going to be boring, right? And the Raiders end up scoring the most points they have in franchise history. I don't think anyone saw that coming. And somehow, like, no one really broke the slate, scoring 60 plus points, which is insane. Curious how your guys' teams are starting for the playoffs. Now, big shout out to Dylan. Says, don't catch the streams often, but want to say thank you. My first year doing Bestball Mania, and I followed a lot of your advice. I have classic hits, and I only put 5 teams with 3 in the qualifiers. That's what you call good advance rates. Now, you want to extend that over a ton of drafts, give you more entries, but guess what? A chip in a chair, my friend, a chip in a chair. Congratulations. You probably already made a decent amount back. So if you make one more trip to week 16, you'll clear. Dennis, what's going on, my man? Today, we're going to be doing some battle royales for week 15. This slate's super interesting, and we're seeing a lot of different things, like only 2 elite tight ends on the slate between Kelsey and Kittle, and Kelsey goes late. So we'll sort of dive into that as well. If you guys haven't already, go down, smash the like, subscribe to the channel if you're new to the pound. Let's dive into it. Tampa Bay versus Green Bay. 42.5 point total. You definitely have Mike Evans, who's live. Rashad White breaks like one of the more explosive plays of the entire season for him. And it was during the Dog Bowl. And I believe our draft with Nick, he went in the second round. Like, someone reached on him. And on that one play, guess what? He pays off. That being said, I don't think I'm going to be mixing in too much Rashad White here. Green Bay, 3.5 point favorites. You don't have Christian Watson playing. We are going to peek on the news on Dylan here. Listed questionable with that thumb injury. We'll see. We'll see. If he ends up not playing, like, Aaron Jones is most likely going to smash. Frank, what's going on, man? Welcome to the live stream. Going to smash. But I like Reed in this spot against Tampa Bay. I think Reed's a pretty sneaky play. And I mean, he's getting drafted, but we'll see. I think this is a really, really good spot for any really receiver, even Dobbs, who's a red zone target, to hit a ceiling game against Tampa Bay. I like the Green Bay side. That being said, Falcons and Panthers. Only one man stands in Bijan's way. Only one man. It's the goddamn coach. It's the goddamn coach who's on the sidelines just trying to sabotage anything good in the fantasy world. Like, I wonder if Cordell Patterson can play tight end. Like, what this guy's thinking on the sidelines, just crazy things. I like Bijan here, though. Definitely going to be mixing in 15% plus of Bijan. I want to be basically at field with Bijan or more. That being said, Carolina Panthers, Chuba Hubbard's on the thummy. Chuba's on the thummy. Back-to-back games with 25 plus touches. You get 25 touches, you're going to be live. You're going to be live. Super low total here. I do think you can do a little mini. That being said, I don't love going RB in the same game slate. It's pretty negatively correlated. But yeah, it would take some explosive plays for that to work. London, you could say, is in play, but I think he goes back to that like 16-point ceiling. Again, he had that big game against Tampa Bay, so that's sort of why I'm high on the pass catchers here for Green Bay. Giants in New Orleans. Man, Barkley's in play. That's about it. You have Waller. Is Waller guaranteed to play this week? He's expected to play after practicing for the first time this week. I'm probably fading Waller. I'd probably just go with Schultz, to be honest, who's not going drafted a lot. Rather go Schultz and Waller. On to the next. Well, I mean, here's Olave didn't practice a single time this week. Olave doesn't practice. Shaheed's coming back. Oh, let's go. So good for the best ball shares. That being said, like, Shaheed's like a 3 catch, 112-yard, like 1 touchdown type ceiling. And if Olave's on the field or not, I don't think it really changes that. Like, you're not expecting Shaheed to get like 8 catches. He just doesn't play that role. So how much of a boost really is it? It's nice. They're playing the Giants, 5.5-point favorites at home. Like, I like Shaheed in the spot. I really don't think it's a bad scroll. Now, there was a draft that I did earlier on stream, and we drafted Tyreek Hill, and Jalen Waddle goes undrafted, which that was earlier in the week, but still, like, Waddle should probably still be drafted. That being said, like, now that I have that in my head, my rankings, if Hill is out, Waddle will be up there. I think that's gonna be super, super important, and that's just something to note when you're drafting these Q tag players like Olave. It's important to note who went in that draft. Now, if you're doing 150, it's gonna be goddamn near impossible. But if you're a middle of the road guy like 75 to hit that gladiator gold bonus like I do, it's manageable. It's manageable. You got to test the brain a little bit. I don't love Kamara this week. Man, he had an absolute smash spot last week with no Taysom Hill. And you saw Jamal Williams actually get more involved. Jamal had, I think, 12, 11 carries. So pretty much splitting carries with Jamal. Will that continue? I think he played well enough. And Taysom Hill is not on the injury report anymore. So it's like negative for Alvin Kamara. Can he still get there? If Olave doesn't play, do we see this like 6+ reception type game? Probably pretty likely. Pretty likely if Olave doesn't play. You got to get other people involved. This is the Kelsey at 8 thing. When really the only other elite tight end on the slate's Kittle, and that's just from like a ceiling perspective. And of course, last week we see like Njoku hit an ultimate ceiling. We see like Ingram hit his ceiling, and that's like ceiling plus. Like, you're not putting Njoku out there for like 6 for 91 for 2 touchdowns. That's kind of like a career game more than like their weekly ceiling that you expect them to be able to hit. Pat's KC is where my sickos. Where this? Let me know in the chat. Who's drafting Zeke? Who's drafting Zeke? Primetime's drafting some DeVito. Some DeVito. Good Italian kid. Oh my God. He looked good. Throwing on the run. He did look good. He did look good. Too Cool Rad, welcome to the live stream. Shock Trauma, what's up? Charles, J5704, Alex Mack, what's up, fellas? Shock Trauma in the house. I'm at 7% Zeke. He's mixing them in. Is this as a bring back, or is this just like one-offs, or you don't care? You just sort of like him in different spots? Just have him some BBMs. Oh my fuck. Can I trade? I want to trade my Lenny shares for Zeke. I want to go back to early March, late February, when we started drafting like a psycho, and trade those Lenny shares for Zeke. Crazy. What a run out. For Zeke. But yeah, we'll see. Maybe we mix him. We just sprinkle him in a little bit with Kelsey. You're getting Mahomes for free, and 8.5-point favorites, low score, like low game total could be kind of gross, but if KC controls the ball for most of the time or majority, they can have opportunities to score points and make plays. So Kelsey definitely in play. I don't love any of the receivers besides Rice. It's been that way since the offseason. Tennessee Titans versus the Texans. Now, this is one where for the Patreon members, we had Henry ranked above that whole tier of running backs. Really, I'd probably put him around like 13 this week, if not sooner. We'll take another look at it. But Henry versus the Texans, this is why we were drafting Derrick Henry in the offseason. This is like he's playing the Texans twice. Like, this is that moment right now. And he's had 3 games in a row of 2 touchdowns. He's been doing good. They're getting Tajay involved more, but I like him in this spot. I also like D-Hop. Like, D-Hop's in a good spot, and believe it or not, like, he's averaged 8.5 targets in 17 around 17, I think that might be full point fantasy points since week 7 bye. But he's been upticking, and, last game he looked good. He looked fresh. So they're actually 3.5 point favorites. Low total, but I still think you can grab pieces from this game. Bringbacks are gonna be rough from the Texan side of things if, like, Stroud's not playing, right? So I don't really love going with any of the pass catchers. Like, Noah Brown would be sort of like a speculative ad, but it's tough. I'd rather probably just play that through one side, to be honest. Just through the Tennessee side. Bears, Browns, and this one's interesting because, like, Justin Fields has a pretty good game. DJ Moore has, like, his 3rd good game in a row, but now you're playing the Browns, which is, like, a top 2 defense against the pass. So, you do see it reflected with the rankings, where DJ Moore and where Justin Fields are going. That being said, do you still want them, right? And I think you should be mixing them in. I do think you should be mixing them in. They give him 3 attempts on the ground. He gets his first ever rushing touchdown for the Dog Bowl week, which is just so much crazy shit happened. That's just one other thing. You can mix him in. You can mix him in for sure. For sure. On the Cleveland side of things, Njoku super in play. Flacco was just addicted to him in that first half. He actually doesn't catch a pass after halftime. This was all all in the first half, which is insane. Amari Cooper, you can definitely play with Amari Cooper as a bring back. Is Flacco in play? I don't love it. I don't love it. Him throwing the ball 44 times, 45 times is good, but this is about what you're gonna see for a ceiling play for Flacco. I would rather maybe like Sam Howell, who can get a rushing touchdown, and if he actually strings together a passing touchdown or 2 with the rushing touchdown, we can see this 24 plus point range, which is really what you wanna hit at QB for these. So Howell, I would think, is in play in this game, like, just in general, is the highest scoring game on the slate. Um, we almost got down. It was 50.5. So I would just rather go to Sam Howell anyways. New York Jets versus the Dolphins. Brees Hall. If you're giving him 15 touches plus, like he's going to be in play against any team. I don't really love Garrett Wilson as much in this spot. And then the Dolphins, obviously, there's so much leverage between the running backs who Achane practiced today for the first time this week. Mostert's not in danger of missing this game. And then obviously, like Waddle, drafted so late, sometimes he goes undrafted. Very minimal, especially at this point after you've seen a full week of Tyreek Hill missing practice. He's being drafted every time. If Hill doesn't play, Waddle gets a huge bump. Like, he gets a huge bump. It's probably a bigger advantage to be drafting Waddle where he goes and him not playing than drafting Hill where he goes and Hill does play. Because if Hill does play, he should probably go at pick 2 or 3. Like, you can argue like Kyron over Lamb and then Hill in that 3 spot and then Lamb. That's how probably I would have it. So you can there's different ways to leverage this game. I do think you should be attacking it both ways. Like, the teams that you don't have Hill, maybe you're targeting a running back, or you're getting Waddle, and the theme is Hill doesn't play. And if Hill doesn't play, obviously it's going to hurt the ceiling for Tua. So there's multiple things to be thinking about when you're drafting. And then it's just like, goddamn, like, do I need 2 San Fran pieces to win, a top 3 prize on this slate? And you very well could. You very well could need 2 pieces from the San Fran. Kyron absolutely destroyed the Cardinals not too long ago. Puts up 35 points, 143 on the ground, 61 in the air, 2 touchdowns in the air, which is insane. It definitely feels like you need 1 piece plus on San Fran. I wouldn't be surprised if it's 2 plus Purdy, like making it 3. But, yeah, I definitely want 1 San Fran piece with almost every single team I make. It's probably around like 85% of teams are gonna have at least 1 San Fran piece. Um, Alex Max says Henry's going to feast. I completely agree with that. Shock charm. I mixed in a bit of D Hop as well. Yeah, it just feels like a good spot for him. Did running back or wide receiver fades this week. We think Amari can have a breakout game with Flacco. Yeah. Yeah. It's the volume exactly like you said. I think he had like 14 targets. Was it that high? Yeah, it was 14 targets. I'll stick with you. I've seen Hill go in the middle of the third in multiple drafts, says Shock. And yeah, a full week of practice, like, don't get me wrong, he's leaning towards like not playing. That being said, it's Tyreek Hill, and he can miss the full week of practice and still play on Sunday. He doesn't need the walkthrough reps. It's all really gonna depend on how he feels before the game, I have a feeling. So they also probably don't want to give up too much information leading into the game too. Josh Coop, yeah, Josh says, my biggest fear is no CMC or no money. It could be a 101 type week. That being said, I think you can hit that with Kyron as well or get close. He's had 3 games in a row where he's getting 24 plus touches. It's pretty freaking good. And the matchup isn't bad against Washington. Super high scoring game, 50.5. They're favorites. They can be scoring a majority of the points in this game. I do think you can get close to that CMC ceiling this week just because if San Fran is blowing up Arizona by halftime, like there's a good chance you could see some of those backups in by the late third quarter if they're up like 30 plus points. It's possible. That being said, like Trey McBride, easy little bring back. I think Marquise Brown got the go ahead, so he's questionable, but I think it's leaning on the side of probable, to be honest. Cop, what's going on, my bro? So we said no CMC, no money last week. I know. And guess what? The leverage man himself, Debo, back-to-back weeks getting in on the ground. Make that 3. But these 2 weeks really taken away from CMC. This week it didn't matter. This week you need actually both of them. This was the turkey game slate. That was awesome. That was awesome. The team that we finished with 8th, like 3 Gs, had CMC and Debo, which typically I'm not doing that much because Debo is the leverage play off of CMC. And we've seen it this past 2 weeks, 30.5, 33.8, and again, 15.8, 20.8. So any week where CMC goes, it's like, yeah, that could be the week where you need the 101. There are ways to leverage other sides of it, though. What do you say? We're almost done, and then we'll jump into some drafts. We got like 45 minutes to draft. Let's go. Dallas Cowboys against the Bills. This is an easy one to stack up. Josh Allen probably goes too late on this slate, just given his ceiling. Stafford probably goes too late. It's gonna be an interesting slate with this. And you have scroll down options too at QB. Like Sam Howell is definitely in play. It's funny, actually, the field's pretty sharp on Tua this week, especially if Tyreek Hill doesn't play. But if he ends up playing, like you definitely put him above Love. Like he's in the mix for sure. But yeah, this game, 50-point total. Diggs has been shit in the bed at the end of the year, but they still need to win. Buffalo needs to win out. And this is an important one. I can't believe Buffalo is actually 2-point favorites. Does anyone think this is wrong? I know Vegas is just sharp as fuck, and this feels like a trap. This This feels like a trap. Like, Bills are going to win, but a lot of the money is gonna go on Dallas. It's an interesting one. That one's definitely sketchy. The Bills get him at home too. Must be nice. And then I don't love Pollard this week, to be honest. I don't love Pollard any week though. So maybe that shouldn't come to a surprise. Gets 23 touches back-to-back weeks. He's getting around 20 plus touches. He should definitely be mixed in. Um, Probably in those slates that I have Buffalo pieces though. Let's jump in. We can cover this last one. Oh no, this is the night game, right? Yeah, this is 8:20. So that was it. So definitely going to be targeting this Rams Commanders game a lot. San Fran pieces, maybe some Trey McBride bringbacks. Dallas Cowboys versus Bills. You can do naked Josh Allen. You have Gabe Davis, who's a scroll who doesn't get drafted that often, especially after Zero Burger. Like, it's a pretty good piece to be on. I feel like if that hits, people are not going to be drafting him as much after a 0-point game. That's just the way it is. His ceiling remains the same, which is just crazy. He just had a 19.5-point game. That's all you need from your flex to spike into top 3 in this. You need you want to get 18 plus. Obviously, the slate matters, the week matters, but that's the average. I'd be drafting Gabe Davis over Drake London this week. Let's see what we get. Gabe's always in play, Josh says. Yeah, 100%. 100%. I'm a Gabe apologist. All right. We go on Kyron here. We go on Kyron. I just think Kyron has a safer, not even safer floor, but I think he can hit a higher ceiling than CeeDee Lamb. When you don't have the 101, for me, it's Kyron at the 102. 28 touches, 24 touches, 22 touches. Kelsey goes at 6, ADP of 8. I'm going to have a lot of Kelsey this week too. Man, this draft is flying. Let's go Bijan, CMC. Oh, no, not CMC, Kyron. What a dream. CMC at 2. Haven't seen it yet this week. Every now and then you get the people that, all right, I like bringing in Josh Allen here. And actually with Kittle two's, it's going to be a little more unique than the obvious Purdy click. I'm cool going Mike Evans. He could add a titty last week. Not that it would have done anything, but it would have saved his fantasy day. Wide receiver falls off too. On this slate, after Mike Evans, I mean, you're shooting shit in a barrel. Waddle's a nice play if you think Hill's not going to play. That could be a nice leverage piece and a way to get a piece of the Miami side. But other than that, sure, you can go Sam Howell. Are you guys stacking? Are you guys stacking anyone with Sam Howell? It just seems like he spreads the ball to each receiver 4 for 42. And then the tight end will catch a touchdown or the running back will catch a touchdown. I don't think Brian Robinson's playing in this one. Brian Robinson ruled out. So Gibson could be a sneaky play. Gibson could definitely be a sneaky scroll down. Jack off the board. I don't love this. We're gonna go hop. This might be a Will Levis team, which is just a little spicy. This might be a Levis squad. You turn this fumble into a touchdown and you're good. Fuck. We're going Staffy with Kyron. We need one of those, titties in the air. Dubes is definitely in play, Cop. Dubes is definitely in play. Dobbs. Dubes, Dobbs. Love's had a great season. Like, up and down. Let other teams, like, get huge leads and then, like, start playing football in the second half. But I think he's had a really good season, especially from fantasy football standpoint. Multiple games, 2 touchdowns plus. And Dobbs is, like, his go-to guy in the red zone. That being said, Reed's been on fire. Reed's been on fire, and even before this. Barkley goes at 32. I mean, that's just nice from getting different, to be honest. Kincaid off the board. I mean, it's probably just McBride here. I don't even think Higbee's playing. Oh, he's not listed on the injury report. It's gross. I don't love it. I don't love Schultz as much either with no Stroud. And just the way like they utilize their tight ends. It's such a split. All right. Failed. I failed. I 100% failed that draft. Didn't get a San Fran piece. I didn't like that one. I didn't like that one. That one didn't feel good. And it was Staffy Kyron. Super thin. Super thin. It's fine. Sometimes that's what you need. King of Kings and Too Cool Rat get in back-to-back drafts. I've been in drafts with Big V too. This name's super familiar. Another grinder. All right, so we're gonna start CMC. We're gonna get the option of like these players here. It would be nice to get Puka, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Staffy's been on fire too. Like 3 games in a row of 3+ touchdowns. It's been playing ball, like sneakily playing good ball. I have a $75 Pitbull with Staffy, Puka, Cup, Aaron Jones, like James Conner, like players that were hurt. That one I need to advance this week. I need that one to advance. And there's so many. I think there's 10 teams in that, and 2 or 3 advance to the next round. And like 7 of those teams have Josh Allen. Please don't blow the slate. Jared, what's going on, my man? How's the draft going? This is only the second one. We're doing BRs. We're doing BRs right now. Cop Prices says, Cup let us down for 45 straight weeks and is back to first after one good week. I can understand it for this game slate, just being super high total and Matthew Stafford balling out. But it very easily could just be like a Puka week. I don't know. I'm gonna be mixing both of them in. But yeah, Cup has been like on an absolute roller coaster of ADPs for these weekly slates. First overall to like undrafted, back to like the back end. Now he's in the front again. Absolute roller coaster. And it was always like, okay, he has a good game. He rises the next week. That week he leaves like after the third play and you have 32% of them. And then the next week he goes undrafted. He has a good week, plays the whole game. It's like, well, I can't hit on this player at the right time. I think this is fine. I do like this as well. I do like these combos. That being said, I also like this. You know what I mean? One spot feels so good. You can also let's do Let's go Ayuk here. I've done the Kittle thing a few times. And this is leverage off of Debo as well. Debo and Kittle. Kittle can have a good game, but he can't blow up the slate. Could do a Trey McBride bring back for this. If not, like Njoku's fine. Like this volume's going to be fine. 6+ targets against Chicago. As long as this isn't freaking Detroit versus Chicago last week. What happened? What happened? Yeah. Charles says for BR purposes, I don't want Hill to play. Seen too many CMC Hill teams. I have one, and it's a cheat code if he plays. It's an absolute cheat code. That being said, like Hill, similar to Cup, has played games, and then it's like, all right, he's out earlier. He's out at halftime. Like he's missed a lot of time in games, and most times he's returned. He returned last game, but not for the most important drive. So that does say something. I know what I want to do, but is he going to let me do it? Are you Houston? Let's do this. Let's bring in Jake Ferg with Waddle. This is going to be like the Tyreek Hill doesn't play team. And I already know what my last piece is going to be, and we should get him for free. We'll see. King of Kings start with Kyron at 3, Puka, Mike Evans, George Kittle, and Staffy. Your $2.50 will be in your Venmo account. We'll be splitting this draft. I love that. I love that team. Now it's up to the flex pick. We'll see what he does. Too Cool Rad goes Debo, Diggs, Josh Allen, Raheem Mostert, Tony Pollard. This is fun too. A little Josh Allen Diggs stack with the Tony Pollard bring back. DJ Moore and Justin Fields is free, which just seems weird. I know they're playing Cleveland. That being said, like Chicago, the offense just revolves around DJ Moore. And on this slate where wide receivers fall off, DJ Moore is going to be a good option. See if we get sniped. 1, 2. Only one person can pick him. See if it happens. Nice. Wow. Too Cool Rad with the scroll to Higbee. All right. He went James Cook. We can go with Gabe. This is just a little mini stack with Jake Ferg. This one feels better. That one feels better. Wow, we filled it. All right, let's jump into a second one. Try to get some of you guys in there because I know you're trying to jump in here. And we need some more volume this week, so 2 at a time is not going to be a problem. We get the 5 spot. T-Baller, that name is definitely familiar. Sweet. T-Baller's in this one too. King of Kings, Coop, Too Cool Rad. Again, you guys are savages. Copper says, I think it's an HN game regardless if Tyreek plays. Mostly because I want that to happen. It can happen any game. It can happen any game. And Mostert's in there in the red zone carries, goal line carries. So HN does have to, it's very similar like to Gibbs, where it's like he has to get in the end zone from like 15 yards out. It happened for Gibbs last week. So yeah, any single game, like HN can blow up the slate. It's a nice leverage piece, and he's basically free at the end of draft, so why not? Why not? Let's go. Chuba's rising. Put some respect on my man's name, please. 25 touches, 25 touches. Now he gets Atlanta. It should be just a super run-heavy game script, so I don't see a world in which, like, Atlanta's up, like, 21 points, right? So the run should be in play the full game. Give us Lamb at 5. That's fine. We'll take up. And we'll go cup again. We'll try to build 2 different cup teams here. Maybe one ends up with Sam Howell. Spice. Naked Sam Howell. Chat. Naked Sam Howell or Terry. Or Curtis Samuel. Let's do this. And then let's do this. That's cool. Planned. And Jared says I got in 2 different rooms. Pain. Why no Brees last draft to pair with Waddle? That was another option. 100%. That was another option. I like that option too, Charles. They both go undrafted, so I think Gabe goes undrafted a little more often than Brees. Like Brees is. So if you had to give me that 50-50, they were still both correlated with the mini stack. I would probably just rather the guy who gets drafted less. Dotson, please. Give me a sign if you're still alive. Give me a sign. Chris, I love that. It'd be so good for my playoff shares. I want it to be Dotson. Oh, man, we wanted. Fuck. Like, legit. Just. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. This is just going to be an absolute scroll draft, I think. We'll go D-Hop here. We didn't get Henry, so we'll sort of leverage that with DeAndre Hopkins. Definitely wanted Henry there, though. We don't get Henry here either. Oh, my. We're not going double elite tight end. Let's do this. He already has a QB. We'll go Mike Evans with this one. This is going to be 2 RBs. This is not going to be 2. No, we're not going through wide receiver for this. There's just too many good scrolls at running back that are getting a shit ton of carries. So the reason we don't go Josh Allen there is because we already reached for Kittle at 8. So our pick at 17 would have been Josh Allen, which we could have got Josh Allen at 8. And then it's like getting Kittle at ADP at 17. So it wouldn't have made sense for me to go Josh Allen there. Like, just for the value. There was no value here by going Josh Allen because I reached on Kittle. So, like, trying to build differently, if I known, is probably just going based off ADP and getting a different combo. But it's fine. Make your teams, get your guys. We get a Staffy team with Cup, D-Hop, and Kittle. This is going to be Cup, Evans, Mahomes. Let's go. Do we do it? I mean, this is nice. Like the 7 catches for 72 yards. That's nice. Douglas playing. He's going to play. This is going to hurt. This is going to hurt Tyquan. It might hurt Zeke a little bit just because he'll be taking some of those slot dump offs, but if you're gonna have a bring back and you don't need one, like you don't need one, but, I'd say probably, like, 5% of the time, I should probably be mixing that in. Charles, drafting the best player doesn't make sense. What would Liam do? Drafting the best player? I'd argue Gabe Davis has just as high of a ceiling as Breece Hall with that shit O-line. Absolute shit O-line. This is gonna be I hate Tony Pollard. Let's go HN here. Allen reference. Ah, could have been a Kincaid tweet. All right, this is gonna be the Zeke squad, and then we'll figure out Tony Pollard. Please, please. I wanted you to take Tony Pollard so bad. Chuba Hubbard outscores Tony Pollard this week by 7. Oh my god. We'll go with Gibson for the game stack. This guy can't go running back, so it doesn't matter. Meh. Meh. He double stacks Green Bay? What in the actual fuck? I'm the one drinking here. What is that guy drinking? He's not. It's gotta be a product he smoked. He's feel like he double tapped it. It wasn't even like he double tapped. Let's go D-Hop here. You're never getting him this late. We don't have Henry who we're on, so it sort of leverages that take. Shit. That's a fun one. I didn't get to read off the teams, my bad. I'll be better. Be better. All right, let's jump into 2 for the boys. Wow. No pounders in this one. Thank God. Chris says, I just got Mahomes with the second to last pick. I get it. Like his ceiling has been dog doo-doo this year just because the receivers have been shit and the defense has been so good. They haven't had to score points on offense. That being like he almost went undrafted against New England. Does that change with the Kelsey touchdown being called back, right? Like if we just count that touchdown and he gets what 5+ points and he ends with 19.6. And it's still the ceiling's been lower, but against New England, if they're controlling the ball, they could just dominate us. They could just absolutely dominate the Pats. He's only had like one 30-point game this whole year. And then has he hit? I don't think he's hit like 26 points after that. So it makes sense. Like for Nick and I told Nick, like, we should just take Mahomes and Kelsey off our board. Like, just make them completely undraftable for the dog bowl. Am I seeing this correct? Am I seeing CMC at 3? Did this guy just figure CMC was already drafted? You know what I mean? Dak at the 101. That's crazy. Let's go, Debo. Leverage off of CMC. Leverage off of my other draft. That's how you have to think, though. That's how you have to think. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, ooh. Diggs has hurt my heart so much. Let's go Debo Diggs. I'll probably end up underweight on Diggs this week. I wanted one of Ayuk or Nakua. If we go Ayuk, we try to bring him back with Purdy, obviously. That being said, we can still go like Purdy Kittle with this team. Let's go Kelsey. Just because of ADP. There's going to be less combos of CMC Kelsey than there are CMC Hill. Just because he's fallen. Charles or Casey can score just 6 points for the win. You know, after the Raiders Chargers game goes for 70 plus points, like just proves like it's very hard to predict what's going to happen in an NFL game. It's just very hard. But like getting Josh Allen this late feels broken. Really does. I feel like a lot of these teams won't have Josh Allen in this spot too. After ADP, that team feels fun already. We see Kelsey fall to us at 17. Like, like there's no way, right? There's no way. There's only 2 elite tight ends. Now I know tight end like onesie position. Obviously it's important and tight end is so sporadic. Like Logan Thomas can go off for 15 points and be the highest scoring tight end on the slate. Kelsey just has access to a higher ceiling though. I could just be away. I could just be on auto right now. This is crazy. He's got Bijan at 20, and we're probably gonna get Mahomes for free. And Diggs is gonna put up 8 points. God damn. God damn. It's all right. I'm mentally prepared for it. You can't break me. I'm already broken. Like those are the feels. Can't go Rice. Already have Kelsey in this one. This could be a Gabe Davis squad. Bring in a little correlation if we want it. I like the Mostert pick. This is probably around the spot where I'd start to click White or Saquon. We still need 2 receivers though. We still need 2 receivers. I sort of want to get away from the D-Hop click a little bit now. I'm probably around like 26, 27% D-Hop. So I do want to slow that roll a little bit. Yeah, we get Mahomes for free and we don't have to click him here and we can go Mostert. Just like get off me. Get off me. Oh shit. This one should be like illegal. Imagine this team in the summer, right? You're drafting, you get Bijan, Debo, Diggs, Kelsey, and Mahomes. and you tell someone that that team's gonna be finishing 10,000th out of 60 something thousand teams, week 15. I think I have to go D-Hop if he's here. Clicks. We got clicks. We got clicks. Shaheed. This could just be a double scroll too. What's this? Yeah, we're going Mahomes here. All right. Do we want D-Hop here? Probably. Let's put him with this combo. That's fine. We'll slow down eventually. We'll slow down on D-Hop eventually. Really trying to play it from the Henry standpoint. 3 games of 2 titties, although, like, he went for 2 yards per carry against Miami. Gets there in the end zone twice. Spears gets 13 touches, but sort of in a weird game script too. Like, they tried giving the game away twice, and then they come back and score 2 touchdowns in, like, 2 minutes. Then Miami has a chance to win the game on their last drive, and what a weird game script. Weird game script. Let's do a scroll. Let's scroll with this one. Amari, I guess, is considered a scroll. Let's take him off the board. I think we go Gabe with this. My guy. My guy. I know we need some new emotes. We need some new emojis here. Got to refresh them for next season. Terry McLauras. It's between Gabe or Jaden Reed, to be honest. Let's go Reed with this one. Against Tampa Bay, you're going to have a ceiling game at wide receiver. It's going to be against Tampa Bay this year. All right, jumping into two. We're almost, I mean, we're at over the halfway mark for getting our money back. We don't have to spike like too big of a win to get our money back, and we still have weekly winners in play. We still have some other shit in play. So I'm feeling good about having like 6,300 right now because we're in it for like 11.4. It's not even like some people that's like baby numbers. That's like not even doesn't even cover their puppy entries. Like Dave. We get the 5 spot in both drafts. Copper's in this one. It took me like 2 days to recover from that night. That was fun. It's like a night with the boys. 3:30 in the morning. Get back, pack all my shit. Didn't think I was gonna be able to wake up from my flight, so I head to the lobby and I'm gonna go take a cab to the airport and just fall asleep at my gate. And Numi is in the lobby and it's pitch black. I don't even see him. And I hear fantasy dog pound. I'm like, oh man, I'm drunk. Like, I don't even like where's that voice coming from? And he's just in the corner. I'm like, what's up, Nooms? Took a cab to the airport together. So I gotta get the next one next year. We'll see if they do another one though. We stayed an extra night and didn't leave our hotel until 4. Oh shit. That was rough. In like a fun way though. All right. All good vibes. We're gonna get deeps on both. Yeah. I'm gonna end up with a similar team, I feel like. Give me one of these pieces with Debo. Excuse me. Preferably, probably Nakua. I was gonna say Nakua just for, like, the different ADP factor. Just wide receiver in the same range, um, that just goes later, so, like, less owned, and then we just see him get scooped up. We'll do it with this one, though. So, like, if you have Nakua and Ayuk in the same range, you can safely just kinda mix them both in. You don't have to go just based off ADP. Now, if it's like a tier break for you, is it the smartest thing to do? Eh, I don't think it's egregious because it's just a one-player bet that they're scoring more than that other player. And again, you're trying to hit an ultimate ceiling, and when you leverage the field, that's an easy way to do it, is just reaching up, same tier, they have access to the same ceiling, and just grabbing that guy that goes later. You're leveraging 90% plus of the field if those are the two pieces you need. You, like, take out 95% of the field. Now you need the other pieces around it to hit, but you get the point. We're gonna have the Dog Bowl winner on next Friday at 8 PM Eastern. Looking forward to that one. Interviewing John, the number one dog. We gotta get Connor on here. We gotta get so many people on the channel. Been slacking. Been slacking with the guests. I ended up with Debo Ayuk. I didn't even notice. And I think it's fine. Like, typically, back to back, like, two receivers is super negatively correlated. It's super negatively correlated, but where Debo can get in on the ground, it's not as egregious. But this is only one, like, three total, times, like, in 2+ years. Two receivers getting there on the same slate. See, this used to be the spot where, like, Derrick Henry was free. Now, if I knew I'm going Purdy here no matter what because I have to. Going Purdy there no matter what. Alright, let's go Purdy with this one too. Yeah, 2 years ago, it was Tyler Boyd and Chase. This year, it was Mike Williams and Keenan Allen when one threw a touchdown to the other, so I end up both getting there on the same slate. But, wide receiver is negatively correlated just because you're basically making a bet against the other guy not having a 3-touchdown day, where, like, now you need both of them to have, 20 points plus. You need the perfect game script, and, I mean, against Arizona, they're gonna put up a shit ton of points, so it's fine. Late to the drinking for the stream. I know we gotta get the high noon we get the high noon, sponsorship here, and we got the Barstool PGA sweatshirt on. God damn it. Prez taking all my money. This one's interesting. So, like, I'm cool with going 3 wide receivers if I'm getting 3 by Mike Evans. You could add in Jalen Waddle there too if Hill doesn't play, like, as a speculative 3rd wide receiver. Other than that, like, man, just the RBs have such a better chance to spike in this late range than one of these late receivers, especially these guys getting 20 plus touches. No free ads. I know. Yeah, we got to keep it off the stream. We got to keep it off the stream. Come on, someone select the bark box. Staffy feels like the safe pick on this slate. You know what I mean? Like, you have Staffy, Mahomes, you've Justin Fields going after Stafford. Who has the higher ceiling? Like, you can't tell me Stafford has a higher ceiling than Justin Fields, right? Now the game script matters. Like, against Cleveland, like, you can kinda see it. But I'd argue Sam Howell has a higher ceiling in the same game than Staffy. Although Staffy's been balling out, he doesn't have that rushing upside. Did we just take both of these? No, we can't. We're only taking one. It doesn't matter. We're not doing. We got to go our tight end first. That's the only thing. 'Cause Connor doesn't have his tight end. Dude, Mahomes is going in the last round in this draft. Maybe. He might not even get drafted. Yeah, he's going to this team. Last round. So sick. That's so sick. We could play this either way. We could play this through. Let's go Waddle because I have a shit ton of Mostert. Let's go Waddle first. All right, fine. I'll draft Saquon. Fuck. We'll bring him in. I think he ended up getting lucky last game. Like, DeVito had a run and he fell at like the 1 yard line. So here comes Saquon. Like, fuck. And that's the reason why Liam beat us in the big dog. Crazy. 6 points, 5 points. He beat us by. We already have. Oh, fuck me. Where's my man Chuba? On the thummy, going deep. All right. Had to get him in there somewhere. So we have our double stack, which I don't typically do. With Purdy, we have the bring back with McBride, Jalen Waddle, the no-hill game, and Chuba, the one-off scroll. Feels good. Levis, DeAndre Hopkins. Let's go. No Houston bring back. Don't need it. Bijan, White, Hill. I like that squad. We got a few more on us. We got 2 more on us. Take Aaron Jones. Definitely. Like, Aaron Jones has to be in the mix. For sure. But if Dylan ends up playing, which I don't think he's going to, I do think, like, Dylan's gonna be out. It's more the game against Tampa Bay. I know they're not, like, lights out against the run like they have been in years past, but they're still pretty good. And it's his first game back to action. I tend to be lower on players on their first game back from injury. I know some player it's just sorta I gotta see it once, which might not be the right approach in this. But against Tampa Bay, I'd rather play this game from Green Bay through the air, whether this is Aaron Jones' second game back or third game back. I would still just like this game through the air anyways. Like, he's coming back from a knee injury, right? It's not like if this was AJ Dillon, if he had the thumb injury and he's coming back, that's not gonna affect his performance. A knee typically will. Adam says, I got Mahomes, Ayuk, Rice, Bijan, CMC, McBride. Yeah, that's sick. That's sick. There's so many strong teams on this slate. And that's why I think it is going to take a scroll down pick for you to hit on a scroll. There's just so many options. We get pick 3. This is where I go Lamb. Oh, shout out to ELB. Shout out to the king. Regular season king. If you're in the live stream, I advanced that team on your first live stream that you did. That first BBM live stream. I got it marked. I got it labeled. Cooper Cup, welcome to the squad. It's funny. I don't think I've gotten that much Derrick Henry today, which makes sense. Makes sense. Who scores more points, Alvin Kamara or Derrick Henry? I pick at 17. Let's do this. I'm going to end up with no San Fran pieces. Like, that's the only thing. When you do this, you don't end up with the San Fran piece. Because the only piece I would come back to you is Kittle. So here, we get pick 15. We can go Kittle here. If he doesn't get selected, what a chalky start. What a rookie. ADP drafter. What a rookie. I don't have too many Dak teams. I probably have to start mixing in more Dak. I feel like I should be able to get Dak at 22. Like, I'm not gonna draft him here at 15. Especially if you do volume, like, you should always try to push those combos. As long as you're not doing like a reach, go get your guys' team. Yeah, cool. This works out. So we do get our San Fran piece. We should be able to get Dak for free here. Could bring in Jake, Fergie, and maybe James Conner. James Cook, excuse me. And this is why Bijan would have felt better, is because you can get Kittle here. Connor says, just got Lamb, Diggs, Reek. Oh my God. Those are, he says that's getting tossed. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. If I'm underdog, I'm not tossing it just because Diggs has been absolute dog water. And that's given him a compliment, I think. It's probably being too nice. I don't have to go Fields here. But I don't think it matters. There's no one here that I'm like, yep, I need this guy. I'm fine with just scrolling, to be honest, and skipping this whole tier. And going 2 of these guys, which is sometimes what you need. Two cool rads in this one. Connor starts with Puka, Diggs, Rashad White, Jake Fergie. We got Lamb, Bijan, Kittle. Two cool rad, Kyron, Ayuk, and Mike Evans. That's a fun start too. Yeah, so we get Dak here at 22. Successfully pushed him, which makes sense. Only 3 teams after us. There's 3 QBs available. If you don't have Lamb, like, pair him with Pollard or Brandon Cooks. I guess you could. Connor easily could have double tapped like Dak and Ferg. I'm on board with that. He plays nice. He plays nice today. That's where you just double click like Sam Howell and Terry McLaurin at the end of the draft. Even though Terry's been he's been brutal. He's been doing a lot of cardio on the field. Just a ton of cardio. And I hate cardio. You could still swap Hill for Achan when he doesn't play. Let's go. My man comes in here like a beast and just starts scrolling the F down. 2 New Orleans pieces, though? Oh my god. Oh my god. 1 pick away here. We need a second receiver. He literally is right here, and I'm searching him. Shaheed gone again in this draft. We're just gonna go with Tyreek Hill doesn't play. And then we'll do a bring back of Brees Hall. Could have gone Amari here. We could go Jerome Ford too, but like I hate the split between Ford and Hunt. I hate that split. It's so gross. It's legit split right down the middle. Like 50, 50, 50, 48, 52. Like it's pretty disgusting. I think this is a fun little mini stack at the end of drafts. I have a lot of Olave teams, so I'm probably just gonna swap my Olave shares for Shaheed. Like, I don't think I need more than that, than those like 4 or 5 Olave teams. I guess that's not a lot, but I would hate to have like 15%. I think he's one of those scroll guys where you want like maybe 3 or 4%, depending how high you are on him. Carr's just been playing like shit though. Like, that's not enough passing attempts to get me even halfway excited. Like 22, 26. That's gross. Gabe's the obvious click, but shit, I don't like it here. Peanut butter. Hey, what's going on, man? It's been a minute. It's been a minute. Actually, maybe I should like it. It's a game stack. Maybe I should like it. Yeah, I think this is the play here. We could go Wilson for the mini stack. I just really I don't like Garrett Wilson this week. I don't like Garrett Wilson this week. I know D-Hop just had a good week. I don't know. And actually, like, what's his face balled out too? Wilson balled out. We're gonna do one more. One more before we sign out for the boys. One more double draft, that is. Shout out to Nick. I saw Nick was in that draft too. I didn't get to see what his team was, but I know he had Shaheed. Connor gets in this one. And we get the 3 spot here. Connor gets in both. The king. The king is back. Someone posted a Fields, Lamb, Cup, Hill, Henry, Komet team in the Discord. They're banned. No, I was just kidding. Oh my god. I'm gonna have to peek that. That's disturbing. That's disturbing. If you guys are just jumping in here, smash the like before the stream ends. Smash the like. Sign into your YouTube account. I know you're not signed in. Jump in the Discord, post your teams in the draft grade section. If you need +3 for a draft in whatever goal line stand, go to the currently drafting and let everyone know +3, and we fill those lobbies. We fill those lobbies. Here, I'll give you a little. Here's a little preview of the Discord. Risers, fallers, little NFL news. Your BBM squads. Battle Royale squads. Here's Jared's. Crushing. Derrick Henry at 23. That's a crime. For the Pick'em boys, Connor, I know that's you, man. I know that's you. Kyron at 4 feels good. What if we just fucking skip this range? What if we just say fuck this range and just do this, right? Or just bring in a combo of these two. Like I know that someone's gonna have this plus 2 of these, so it does kinda it's not something I would do a ton. Let's do this. Let's do this. I don't know if Kittle's gonna make it back to us, but this is with the goal to get Kittle. Says eyes. Get the eyes on him. Go to my Discord message and see the cup lamb team. All right. Whiteout. Shout out to Whiteout. Throwback. Justin Fields, Derrick Henry, CD Lamb. Oh my God. But Henry was going super late. Like he was going at like 23 plus to start the slate. So CD Lamb and Cup. That's definitely a tough one to get. Tyreek Hill's fallen in multiple rooms. That's not going to get thrown out. I don't think that gets thrown out. This is probably with the hope to get Kittle. Ayuk goes. It's so easy to slam Purdy, Kittle here too, which then we'd probably just go Josh Allen then. This is what it probably looks like for me. Cleveland D shuts down Chicago very easily. I mean, Chicago is going to have trouble running the ball with the running backs, so play action should be tough. But like, it's DJ Moore and nothing, and they get him the ball in space. Is this guy an auto? This might just be Josh Allen here. And then this guy's probably going Purdy, which means we get our boy. We get our boy. Yeah, this guy's on auto. Just something to note. Because he's got 2 picks after me. No way, right? I'm a cowboy, baby. No way, right? If not, like Josh Allen's a great. Okay, I do like that's fine. I do like the Henry pick. We did reach for Puka to like get different. Cool, we get Kittle there. This is actually cool because we're getting. No one will have this draft, I don't think. We're getting multiple players in the same range. Like 3 players that all go at pick 9 to 11 and then a player at 15. This is going to be a unique start. Super interesting how this worked out. I could have gone Josh Allen there too over Purdy. I don't think there's a right or a wrong there. until Sunday at 7:30 p.m. Going Josh Allen here would have gave me 4 players, all from pick 9 to 12. Gotta check out the dig spot in that draft. Uh-oh. Jake Fergie is here. Kittle. So this is gonna be a Staffy pick from us, but we don't have to go him right now because all these teams have their QB, which means we go Raheem Mustard, the Mustard Man. Bring him in. We get Staffy here to go with Nakua. Maybe we bring in Antonio Gibson here. Who'd the Rams play last week? Play Baltimore. How is that split between Baltimore last week? I know it's pretty gross. It always is. 28%, 42%, 30. Oh my God. Standard for them. So we need a tight end. I guess this is where we go into jokes. It's hard to go Komet over Njoku in the spot after the game he just had. Shaheed's in play too. Honestly, running back that's going to get 18 plus touches, goal line work versus Shaheed. You're hoping for 2 long bombs. I've already threaded the needle once on Shaheed this year. Seeing Chuba actually drafted less than Shaheed tonight. Any love for Noah Brown? Yeah, I really would. I would be on Noah Brown if Stroud was playing. But Schultz is playing too. If I'm going to mix in a piece, it's probably from Schultz. But I don't love it. I don't love it. Houston against Tennessee, and I don't know. You could honestly just see Houston run the ball like 30 times between their 2 running backs. With the backup QB. Last piece here. Oh, God. This is like the grossest. This feels so much better. Isn't that? That should be like, shouldn't be a thing, but it is. We're going Curtis Samuel here for our Rams Washington game. This is a fun one. I like this draft. We don't have another mini stack, but we get our Miami piece. This one's fun. Live a little bit. Last draft of the night. Copper ends up with Dak, Henry, Hall, Cup, Brandon Cooks. He's scrolling the F down. My God. The King with Fields, Komet, DJ Moore, double stack, Evans, Diggs. This is a fun one too. Nice. Solid drafts. Solid drafts. Guys, appreciate you coming out tonight, supporting the stream. Man, I can't believe it's already week 15. This season went by so fast, and like it's almost draft season again. We started drafting at the end of February. So we have some really exciting news coming for next draft season, and I can't wait to release it to everybody. But I hope everyone enjoys their weekend. We're gonna be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. with Nick and at 42. Go over some dog bowl experiences, maybe rip some more BRs. But we'll catch you guys tomorrow. Appreciate you coming out. Pounders.